Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or this is your first time here, welcome. First, before we start the video, I just want to thank you guys for all the support you showed in the deck profile on my first ever video for this brand new channel. I really do appreciate it. And if this is your first time and you're enjoying this content, please feel free to subscribe and leave a like. Really appreciate it. So for today's episode, we're going to be doing a new series, and in this series I'm going to be going over the world's format. As I prepare for Worlds, I'm going to be testing out a whole bunch of different decks and try to see which ones are the best ones and just get my thoughts on them. So for today's episode, we're going to be doing Mathmech. That'll be the first deck up that we'll be going to analysis on. But real quick, I want to show you guys the ban list if you don't know. So shout out to Carlancho Store. They made this really nice list, so we can showcase here. So in case you guys just aren't familiar how the world's ban list works, is basically the TCG and OCG ban list combined. So for example, even though Prosperity is at 3 over here in TCG, and OCG it's at 1, so since it's at 1 over there in the OCG, we can only play one copy basically in this Worlds format. So it's just basically a mixture of the ban list. So this is just like a list right here. And just for example, guys, like Kashtira is pretty unplayable in Worlds. As you can see, they have Field Spell 1, they have Fenrir Ban, Unicorn at 1, Rise Heart at 1. So it's not a viable deck in my opinion. So yeah, the Worlds format is going to be very, very weird. It's going to be a lot of the best decks over here you're not going to see over there. But a deck that I do think is going to be really good is going to be Mathmech. That's going to be one of the top contenders. So in the future episodes of the series, I'm going to be doing different decks like Labyrinth, Rika, and just all the top contenders. But today we're going to be looking at Mathmech. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys just my thoughts basically on what I think of Mathmech, and we're going to get into some duels after that, just so I can showcase how the deck plays a little bit and my thoughts about that. Alright, so first we'll start off with the strengths of the deck. So just like any other Cyber's deck, pretty much, it's going to be able to play a lot of non-engine. It's going to have a whole bunch of one-card combos, and then you're going to be able to fit in a whole bunch of hand traps. So here for this sample deck list, I have 12 hand traps, and then we're also going to be able to fit in a whole bunch of non-engine like Talents, Call By to make sure your plays go through, Harpies just for Pack Roll decks, and since the beauty of Cyber's decks is, since you are just mostly one-card combos, obviously you have extenders to make your combo better, but just Circular alone gets you a pretty powerful board. So that's one of the biggest strengths of this, and I think this is probably the best Cyber's deck. Maybe you can make an argument for Marincess to be another really good Cyber's deck this format, but this is going to be really strong because Circular by itself just does so much. So another strength of this deck is that it plays really well through hand traps. It used to play a lot better when we had 3 Circular, but now we're a little bit reliant on seeing the Sign of Mining or Small World. So if you get Ash with that, it can potentially hurt and end your turn, but usually you're gonna have the gas to play through it. So any 2 level 4s is gonna make you Allen Burschen, and then if you have Diameter, you make the Diameter under the Allen Burschen, and then you're just gonna be able to negate any hand traps. So if they try to imperm Ash it, you're just gonna resolve your Circular. I've been hit with Ash imperm with this deck, and I still resolve full combo. So it's pretty good through hand traps. But of course, just like every other deck, there's gonna be awkward hands where you just lose to 1 hand trap. Another really good thing about this deck is it's just so easy to OTK. If you're gonna go second, you're gonna hand trap them to death. They're gonna end on a very subpar board, and you're just gonna be able to go access code up the jam roll TK. So pretty much any 2 combination of Cybers, well, at least for the good Cybers, so for example, it could be one of your Cybers with Exceed. It's just gonna kill them. You're gonna make up the jammer access code, and you're gonna push for I believe it's like 10k in damage, or a little bit more than that. So yeah, you're just gonna be able to pop their board and kill them. So that's another really good thing about it. You're not gonna go into the grind game. You're just gonna finish things off quick. But going first, the deck is very good. The deck is gonna end on if your standard combo resolves, you're gonna end on your Heat Soul. You're gonna end on your Neo Tempest, Dark Fluid. You're gonna end with your Silent Conflict, with your Super Factorial, and you're gonna have the dump here, and this guy negates spells and traps. So it's gonna be a very powerful board. You're also gonna most likely have some hand traps to follow up with, or some non-engine follow up, because you're not just gonna empty your whole hand on that combo. You're gonna have more stuff. So pretty much that combo can just be achieved. You need Circular and then 1 extender. So that's really powerful. I really don't think this board can be broken with by any deck unless they kaiju you or kurikaru you, because if they do get rid of your monster. So for example, if they kurikaru you and they get rid of your Link 5, your Dark Fluid, and your Heat Soul, it's gonna turn off this and it's gonna turn off your Sudden Conflict. So that can hurt a bit. But if they don't have those specific cards, it's a very strong board that's really not gonna be broken. So those are the strengths in my opinion for what I've seen so far of the deck. Alright, so for some downsides of the deck, the first thing I want to mention is that there's kind of conflicting normal summons. This is a normal summon package along with this. So if you open Silent Mining, you could pitch this and then normal summon Diamond and revive it, but you're not always going to have that. So if you open these two, it can kind of conflict. Also, the consistency can be a little rough, as I mentioned before, with Circular. While I still think it is a consistent deck, it definitely does hurt a lot missing those two copies. So you just got to keep that in mind with the consistency. Sometimes you're going to see like really awkward hands, or just flat out hands where you can't brick. Where you can't we can't play because you just bricked. So I would keep that in mind, but it is generally still going to be consistent. Just there's going to be a lot more consistent decks than that. For going second, as I mentioned, Access Code OTK is very powerful. The problem with that play is that if they stop it, so that they go like negate, like for example Veil or Imperm, it really does hurt a lot. Now, while there are ways to play around it, you can make transcode and then have it point to Access Code so they can't target it. They're probably just going to stop you before you even get to that point. So if they do stop that Access Code line, you can't OTK. This deck has a hard time going second. Circular locks you into attacking only with one monster. So if you're only attacking with one monster and then you can't even clear the field Access Code, and not to mention this deck isn't the best with board, doesn't have like very good like in-engine board breakers, so it can struggle at times going second. So you do need to rely on your non-engine like your hand traps and talents, for example, just to go ahead and break their board. So that you need to keep that in mind when you're playing this deck. The last thing that I think is very important to mention is that there's very bad matchups, for example, with Bystials. So for the Bystials, thankfully in this Worlds format, a lot of the Bystials are 1, Lubellions are 1, so if they search it on their turn, it's going to be, obviously less copies to see it. Magnemut's a 1 and Druid's Worms are 1. So, thankfully if they open Magnemut, it's, they're not going to see it much. If they do open it, then they drew the one of them. Unfortunately, not much you could do at that point. But even having one Bystial by itself can still hurt it. There's ways to play around it, but if they use their Bystial correctly, it will interrupt your engine a little bit, so you're going to have to keep that in mind. The deck does get really hurt by the Bystials. Ghost Ball, not so much, because you have Conflict, part of your searchable combo for your main board to play around the Ghost Ball, but the Bystials will hurt because they can just do it on end phase. If you only have 3 names in grave to stop your your Super Factorial from getting its utilizing it to its full potential. Also, Shifter's a very bad matchup for a lot of decks, but Shifter does hurt this deck a lot. Shifter's at 2 in the OCG, so it's not like they're completely not going to see it. There's going to be definitely some decks that play, for example, like Exo Sisters, so you do need to keep that in mind. Maybe if we even play against like Branded, or some decks will utilize Shifter just because it's so high impact. And if you do get Shifter, it's gonna be a little tough. It's gonna be a little tough, definitely. So those are pretty much the negatives that I found with the decks. Some changes that I'll make. I'm still trying to optimize this deck list. So some changes that you can consider making is putting in the link to Code Talker. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Let's look that up. So right here, there's gonna be niche scenarios where you're gonna actually need this because you're gonna have your microholder hand, you want to link it off, or you're just gonna have like one of those cybers and you just need to make that so you can search Silent Mining or your counter trap. So this can come in handy. And then also Baguska is another card you can consider playing if you're really scared of Shifter. It's just the problem is every card in this extra deck is very important and comes up. I really don't see what I could possibly cut. Maybe the second splash, but it just comes up so much in the grind game. And obviously everything else you need, this will decay, this one you get nibbed along with this. You do need it for that nib line because nib I think is going to be very impactful for Worlds format. So, and obviously this is part of the combo and it gets trapped. So just everything here you need. So I really don't know what you would cut, but those are just some considerations that you could play. So now let's get into some replays that I have with this deck. I'm just gonna try to like comment a little bit over them, explain what was happening, and just see how the deck runs. All right. So in this first game we're gonna be versus Sword Soul. My opponent's gonna be going first, so he's gonna go ahead and start off with the Moyi, activate Moyi effect. Real Taya, so he's gonna summon a token. Nothing to do here. That's just gonna resolve. So he just goes for some standard bread and butter Sword Soul combos. Chilling 1 Chi Chao, chilling 2 Moyi. So I choose to hold my Ash here. There's no point in just ashing a random draw, in my opinion. I'd rather just save it for a high impact card, like Desires, or maybe the spell card that searches any sourceful monster in case he wants to go for Longyan, unless he decides not to search it. Maybe he'll grab like Blackout or something. So I just choose to hold the Ash. And guys, just while we keep watching this, I just want to mention out, since this is Worlds testing, I'm trying to get the most optimal playtesting possible. So we are going to do some takebacks in some of these games, just so we can try to get the most optimal play. I feel like it helps me out and it helps you guys understand, what to do correctly in these matchups and how the deck can perform at its peak. So he's just going to go ahead and summon Longyan, pitching, I believe, yeah, another copy of Moi. So he's going to go ahead and summon Baron. So then he's going to go ahead and burn me for 12. Then he's going to activate Desire. So this is why I held the Ash. There's not many good places to Ash Sword Soul, but this is one of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and use Ash here. He chooses not to negate, saving the negate for my turn, have some more disruption, which is correct. So he's just going to set 1, and then he's going to pass. So we're going to go standby main. I'm just thinking here real quick. And guys, sorry if my commentary isn't the best. This is my first time, commentating over a video, whether it be like explaining, a deck or commentating over a video. So I'm sure I'll get better as the videos go on. If you guys have any tips as well, you can leave that down in the comments below. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and normal the Firewall. Just link it into the Lingreeble, playing around a possible Blackout, Imperm, whatever it could be, like a trap. Go ahead and activate Defensor effect. He's going to go ahead and Ash that. So I'm just thinking how I want to sequence my plays here. I'm going to choose to take. He's going to negate, obviously, because now he loses the Baron. So when he negates that, I'm just going to go ahead and activate another talents, because you can only activate 1 talents per turn. And then this says, wherever it is, you can negate the activation. So we can activate another one. So we activate a second talents to take. We're going to go ahead and take his Baron. So I'm just going to go ahead, effective pop. He's going to do a really smart play and go Shishao and negate my my Lingreeble. So now it's effectively going to be dead if he has Blackout. Well, it wouldn't be Blackout because this is going to die now, so my mistake. So we're reading now that it's going to be probably like an Imperm or just, another trap, but most likely an Imperm because he's not going to have this body here. So my Lingreeble's pretty much just effectively going to be dead. So he banishes that, negates Lingreeble, lets it die. He's good because he has the the tie in hand, so we got to keep that in mind. So we can't put like a lot of negates. He's gonna have pretty good follow up. So that's what I was just my thought process when playing through this board. So I just go ahead and do sign it. I know he doesn't have any hand traps because, like I said, he has Taya. So he has Taya, one unknown, most likely an Imperm. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the Circular. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Circular. Circular is gonna activate effect, dumping for cost. I'm gonna dump the Sigma. It just sucks because Sigma can't summon itself since I don't control a monster in the. Because I control monster extra monster zone, so I was just debating here. You'll see in the chat a little bit that I was just like, I wonder if there's a better play I can do. But I just decided to link off. We're gonna go ahead and go to Splash. We're gonna go Splash effect. Here's the Imperm that we expected, so not really much we can do about that. But it's okay because we have Transcode. So we're gonna go Transcode, revive the Splash. Transcode's gonna revive Splash. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and make a Heat Soul. I really want to make the Link 5. I can't see it here, but Link 5 requires three monsters, so we're just gonna go ahead and make a Heat Soul. I think that's the best possible play. And you just try to draw into some form of interruption because we know that Taya's coming. So we have 2 chances to draw Valor. It pretty much just has to be Valor because if I draw Imperm on his turn, it won't do anything. Ash is not gonna stop Taya. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make Heat Soul, effect to draw, pay 1,000. So here we do sack the Valor, which is really good. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I still have another draw 2. Hopefully I can draw more follow up or just another form of interruption. But the Valor should pretty much end this turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and in draw phase I'm gonna activate the Heat Soul. I'm gonna draw a card. I draw a Harpies, which is not really gonna do much. But then he's gonna go start off with Taya. Of course I'm gonna go Valor on the effect of the Taya. And then here is just like a heart of the cards moment. I was feeling pretty good. I'm like, oh, this should be game. He needs to have something really good in hand. And then he just chains the circle, which dodges it, and that's pretty much effectively the end of the game. So yeah, that was really clutch. That was really good. So he's just gonna go ahead, get Shithana, I believe is how you say it. Get the token, of course, because he dodged the Veiler. Then we're just gonna debate in the chat, just to see like what would be the optimal line, see if there's a way to game me. Cause I'm pretty low on life points after Heat Soul and Longan has burned me, but we end up just deciding he's just gonna grab some follow up and then just and then a Shisha, which is pretty good because I have one. Well, I'm gonna have 2 unknowns once I draw them for turn, but a negate and then follow up is gonna be pretty good. So that's just what he's gonna do. We don't think we could find like a way to OTK, so. He's going to go affect the Shishao. He's going to search, I believe, the spell card, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Emergence. He's going to activate it. Okay. Alright, then he's going to go ahead and beat over Heat Soul. I'm going to take 500. Okay, then I draw for turn, and then here is where I mention what you're gonna see in a little bit why I think the Link 2 is pretty important for microcoder. If I had that Link 2, I could pretty much still try to play around that Shishout, but I don't have any plays I can do. So I pretty much I'm just gonna scoop it up here. I mentioned here, damn, there's no Link 2 because if I had a Link 2, I can link the microcoder off. Then I can go ahead and grab Silent Mining and just kind of keep trying to extend my plays. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be effectively the end of the first game. Alright, so for this next game, we're going to go ahead and see my opponent go first. This isn't a back-to-back game. This is game 3, I believe, of the match. I'm just trying to pick some individual games I think are the best and show the most. That way the videos don't get too long. Though if you do guys want longer videos in the future, just let me know, and I'm definitely down to do that. But for this game, we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna see. I believe we're just typing in the chat right now. I think for the last game. Okay, no. So I think what we're debating right now is let me just see. He's saying he has a line 10 on the god board. Telling him is the one that draws 1,000,000 cards, but loses to Nib, and he says, "Yep, that one." So that's pretty much one of the big problems that I have with Sword Soul. They have really good lines, but it can get punished by Nib if you don't have the correct cards to play around it. Like if you don't, not sure if this if he had a way here to get to the. I always forget the name. The Chow Fang, I think, is one that says you can activate light monsters and still draw 1,000,000 cards. Let's see what he decides to do. I think he decides to play it safe. So he's gonna go ahead and use Sword Soul, pitching the Shauna. He's gonna go with Shauna effect. Right. So I believe he just special summoned this Baxter afterwards, but we're just gonna say like he basically started off with this, then did the Longyan. This is his first time playing the deck, so we're still trying to learn this matchup and the decks. So it's effectively the same thing. He's just gonna start off with this and do the same thing with Longyan. So he makes a Baron to play around the Nib. Not that he's Nib proof. He's gonna go ahead and do Longyan. Burn me. Gonna go ahead and link. Gonna go ahead and activate a Shauna. Shauna's gonna go ahead and summon. At Horror effect, Horror is gonna go ahead and Horror is gonna add back. So we're gonna go ahead and grab back the Shauna. Then he's gonna go Emergence. I believe he's gonna search the Taya. Yep, he's gonna go ahead and do Taya. So here I definitely want to hit it with the hand trap. I believe I was typing when he did that, so he's gonna go ahead and do his plays, thinking to have no response, but I do. I was just typing, so he probably didn't see that. So then he's just gonna go ahead and synchro. I'm gonna tell him, wait, hold on, thinking on the Taya summon, so when he uses effect and he pays cost, I'm gonna go Vader on the Taya. You want to keep the imperm for your opponent's turn in case he has any other plays, because obviously Vader can be using your opponent's main phase. So though we do play into talent, so you could have an argument for doing the imperm, but I believe you still go Valor. Because I don't really think Sword Soul plays talents. I don't think it's very good in that deck, so I think Valor's still correct there. But anyway, so I Valor, he goes, well, I think that might be it. So yeah, playing it safe might have got him punished a little bit, but it's not like it's incorrect, because I believe the line that he was thinking of, the very greedy line, very high risk, high reward. He would get like destroyed by Nibiru if I had it, and the Mathmech deck does play 3 Nibiru, so I don't blame him for doing it, but effectively he's just gonna, you know, end on Baron. And I gotta stop saying effectively because that's like my go-to word. But anyways, he's gonna go ahead and just pretty much end on Baron. He has an Astral, he has 2 forms of interruption. If I open subpar, he will be able to stop me, but of course we have the very dangerous Access Code OTK line that I was mentioning earlier. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off with the Imperm negating the Baron. He says that's fine. He's not gonna play the talents, so he's not gonna activate it. Small World, we're gonna do that. He's gonna go ahead and ash that. So I do still have, you know, combo for, not combo, but enough to OTK him. So we're just gonna go ahead and normal that. Though if we didn't, what's it called? If we were like going first, for example, this plus the Parallax Seed would be able to combo me. But we're not gonna go for the standard Mathmech combo. We're gonna just try to kill him. So ICS Monk, he's at 1,000 attack. So Access Code ramming into the Monk twice, it's just gonna be enough for game. So I'm just telling him this is game right there. This is Access Code with Jammer if you have no interrupts. So I'm just gonna show you guys real quick for the sake of the video how it does. How it goes. I may do a little bit out of order, but I just want to get the point across. So basically, you're just gonna go while Link Rebo's still in the field, you're gonna make the update. You're gonna link those 2 off. Go into transcode effect, revive the update. Link them away. Then you're gonna go update 1, access code 2. So access code at 5300, attacking twice, so 53 into 1,000. And then you just attack the Taya, or you can just pop this whole board. You have 3 pops, so it doesn't matter. So you attack the Monk, pop those 3, and then just attack directly. So yeah, that's the game right there. And yeah, that's what I was saying about this deck. Is very dangerous. You have to be careful because you're putting all your eggs into one basket, so to speak, for your access code line. But if it does resolve, you're just winning the game. You're just putting so much damage, and you're just gonna OTK them just like that. And steal games you probably shouldn't have won. So that's a pretty good showcase of the deck going second when it opens hand traps, and then when they own a subpar board, just make access code. Alright, so one last quick game so the video doesn't get too long. This one we're going to be showcasing me going first. So we're just going to start off with Sign and Mining. We're going to start with Sign and Mining. He's going to ash me. That would be pretty bad, but I have the call by. But even if I didn't have the call by, we still can make the rank 4, so it's not terrible. But we definitely want to call by that. So we're going to go ahead and grab Circular, the best card in the deck. And now we can do that play I was mentioning earlier where Diameter can go ahead and normal and revive the Firewall Defensor, which is just really, really strong. But first, of course, we're going to start off with Circular. So I'm going to mention here that this is my first game playing DB like in years. I don't really use DB. I don't like testing online. I like testing in person. So I was just learning all the buttons, and I completely forgot to search off Circular. So don't do that. Make sure you remember off Circular. I do catch it, though, like very quickly after, and I go, hey, my bad. I forgot to search off Circular. I'm obviously going to do that. He goes, yeah, no problem. So I go Circular. Summon the Sigma, make the Xyz. Here's where I remember to grab the Super Factorial, of course, off of the Circular. So we're gonna go ahead and grab Super Fact, and then this is gonna grab me with the Alan Burschen is gonna go ahead and grab me a Diameter for more follow up next turn. In case our board is broken, so we're just gonna go ahead and normal Diameter, summon the Defensor. Okay, then we're just gonna go ahead and do some link plays. Summon that. Summon the Guardian. Okay. Summon Splash. Summon Guardian. Yeah, Guardian. I'm really bad with names, so just gotta look over them real quick, see what the names are. But yeah, so we summon the Guardian. We're gonna go ahead and link off. This is gonna revive itself. Gonna go ahead and summon. Make the Firewall. Firewall is gonna go ahead and dump the part of the combo, the microcoder, and then we're gonna revive the microcoder with a Splash Mage. Splash Mage is gonna get the microcoder, so when it's linked off, we can go ahead and search the counter trap, the Sign of Conflict, which is really strong. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And then we keep this on the field just for more follow-up next turn also. And you can just trade yourself something like circular, something else from grave or hand. So it's pretty good. But yeah, we're going to end on the 2 traps. We're also going to get a draw of Heat Soul, which is imperm, very strong. We have very good follow-up for next turn. Then I'm going to go in draw phase. You want to make sure you're doing draw phase, play around talents, play around kaijus, you know, just stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and draw phase, go Heat Soul, pay 1,000. Well, we're going to do this first. We're going to dump the negate, the fusion. So this is just going to be a spell and trap negate while you have the link 5, I'm sorry, the firewall. Heat Soul's going to go and draw a card. What do we draw? Draw Veiler. So as you can see, he's playing Vanadium. His hand wasn't very good, at least I don't think. Well, maybe it is. I'm not too sure on Vanadium. He can go ahead and search that. But he's not going to have the gas to play through this. This is just way too much. This is a Veiler, Conflict, a Superfactorial, an Imperm, you know, and then a Spell and Trap Negate, and he knows how to follow. So this is just, like, disgusting. So he's just going to say, yeah, that's going to be wraps. Let's play game 2. He missed a feat. So, yeah. I'm going to end it off here, guys. I don't want the video to get too long, but like I said, if you guys did enjoy this or you guys want to see longer videos, I definitely don't mind. I don't mind making longer content for you guys just to keep explaining, show you guys more you know, more combos of the deck, more my thoughts behind it, the theory behind it. And yeah, just let me know what good deck you guys want to see next. And sorry we couldn't get more gameplay for like other decks. We're definitely gonna do it for the next episode. We're gonna keep trying to play different decks. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, guys. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna try to answer everybody I can in the comments. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask any questions. And thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And peace out.